So my name is Ethan Harris, and this is my Unit 3 professional development in the sports industry. I prepared well for this application as, I thought of different questions that I was going to be asked, and I thought of different skills that I had, which I was going to explain, such as good communication, team building, and confidence. I found the job on Indeed.com, but I was looking for jobs as a PE teacher. It was quite easy, as it was one of the main ones which I found. So I basically typed in PE teachers in my location, and I found that job. The thing I'd do better next time is I would make sure that I don't just look at the top one, because I found the top one and then after that I didn't really search for much more. But next time I'd look at more options, so that's what I do better. I completed the application form about a week ago, a week or two ago, basically just before I was submitting it. In the application form, I was basically sort of kind of selling myself, basically giving basic details and saying what I've done and what qualifications I have, such as a 5 in sports studies, a 5 in acting, and 2 6s in English literature and language. Also giving my employment history, where I worked at a bar, on what wage I was on, and basically the job title. This was also saying like how, as a barman, I work with people, so I was using communication, problem solving skills, basic stuff like that. Also just showing how, as a PE teacher, how I would work as a PE teacher, how I would love the job if I could get it, and basically showing my right to work in the UK, if I needed a work permit or anything like that. So pretty simple. I completed the CV and covering letter around similar times. My cover letter was basically just saying, as a PE teacher, I would love to do this, and such as one of my sentences was, as a PE teacher, I understand the significance of possessing a diverse range of skills, basically to inspire students and also to motivate them to do what they can do and just get the best out of them, really. So really just sort of showing how, as a PE teacher, I would benefit other students, and not just being the best at the kind of football, rugby, but also maturing as people. Also saying throughout my college, I played on the football team, and I've won various competitions with football, such as cups and league titles. And on my CV, I was basically, this is where I pretty much sold myself, with showing all my grades which I've got over the years, sort of describing how I am, such as I said, I'm a dedicated, a punctual individual with strong commitment, personal and professional growth. This is basically how I would grow into this job, and how much I do want this job, and what type of skills I do have. Also, it shows my hobbies and interests. It says here, my passion for sports extends beyond academic pursuits, as I actively participate in football. I always play football. All my life I've played football. So this just shows my team building skills and how much I do enjoy working with a team. My verbal communication was effective. I do believe so, as I always said everything loud and clear in the interview. I always made eye contact with him, and I made sure that my point got across to him, so he knew how good I was at a certain thing, or what I needed to improve on, stuff. So this proves to the interview that I'm a confident person, that I know what I'm talking about, and how much I want this job. And it also shows to him that I'm not just here just for the money. I'm here to to improve myself and the students that I'll be working with. My communication was really effective, I believe, because my eye contact, I always made sure eye contact. I wasn't slouched back. I wasn't I dressed appropriately. I always made sure that I want this job. I look him in the eyes, and that's what I did the full 50 minutes. Looked him in the eyes. This basically proves, this also, the fact of dressing appropriate shows how much this job means to me. Shows that I would dress smart so I can get this job, and so as I'm trustworthy, and so how much I do care about this job. My organisation and preparation was effective, I believe, because the questions that I sort of worked on in my head before the interview came up in the interview, such as, you know, why am I good for the job? And then I named certain skills and why I actually am good for the job. This helped me because it sort of put me in the right direction when I was doing it at home, and then now it was not different at all, because I knew what I was going to say and I knew what point I was trying to get across to him. I could be more organised if I brought the questions and if I sort of looked over them right just before the interview, which I didn't, but that would, if next time, that's what I'd be doing. I demonstrated my skills and my experience during the interview as I told him about my work experience, which I had at Garrett Primary School, working as a PE teacher, which I thought really did help and which really did catch his attention, because obviously working with children and as a PE teacher, which I've already done, helps a lot, because that's what he needs, experience. And you know, I think that he really did like the fact that I have already worked as a PE teacher with students and developing them into, you know, young adults. So the impact this had on the interview were just sort of made him feel like, you know, I am ready for this job. I've already worked with children, I've already worked as a PE teacher, so I'm ready to take that step up to a full time. I demonstrated my skills during this, as I could name various skills that I do have, such as team building, confidence, trustworthy, motivated, but all of them skills that I made sure that he knew I have. And this impact it had on the interview. It made him feel like, you know, like I am all them things. The way I got it to across, I gave different examples of where I've been motivated, where I've been trustworthy, where I've used team building exercises and skills, so he knows that I am trustworthy.